Welcome to How to Play with me, Peter. Today we are playing Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is all about developing your city and producing the most productive plantation to win the game by having the most victory points. You do this over a number of turns in which you choose from 7 different roles. You will be using a number of different plantations, potentially quarries. You also have ships to ship your goods back to the New World. You have buildings to help with your strategy, including victory buildings. You have victory points, which are different to the doubloons you get from the bank. We have a number of different crops. We have coffee, tobacco, sugar, indigo and corn in expense order this way. We have the trading house, and we also have colonists that arrive on a colonist ship to help you in your plantation and your settlement. During the turn, the governor is the starting player, and he will pick a role from the 7 that are available. He will then carry out that role, and so will everyone else in turn order. Once everyone has completed that role that wish to, the next player will then take a role, and he will carry out that action, followed by everyone else. Once all the players have chosen a role, we then add a doubloon to the remaining 3 to promote them being picked next turn, and the starting player moves to the left. As you pick each role, they do a variety of different things to help you try and win the game. Builder will allow you to build any of the buildings that are available. They are limited. The cost in doubloons of each building is denoted by the number in the white circle, and the victory points for each building is denoted by the red number in the top right hand corner. In this case, I'm buying a small indigo plantation to go in my city. Settler allows you to pick one of the available plantations. In this case, I will take corn, and these do not get replenished until the end of the turn. So they diminish as each player picks a chosen plantation. Mayor allows you to take a colonist from the ship, and each player takes 1 in turn order until the colonist ship is empty. They then place it on any empty circle within their city or plantation. If they are full, the colonists stay in San Juan. Craftsman allows you to produce goods based on the plantations you have and the factories that go with them. For all crops except corn, you need a factory to produce that good. For example, if I had a colonist in my indigo plantation and in my indigo factory, then during the craftsman phase I can produce 1 indigo and also 1 corn. Remember, corn does not need a factory to produce a good. If you pick the trader, you are allowed to sell a good that you own to the trading house for the value shown at the bottom of the trading house. Note, only 1 type of each good can be in the trading house at any one time, and it only empties once 4 goods have been sold to the trading house. Captain allows you to ship your goods back to the New World for victory points. In this case, I can ship my corn and my indigo, but they have to be on separate ships. Each ship can only carry 1 type of good, and they empty once the ship has been filled. Choosing the correct size of ship becomes very strategic later on in the game, and I would score victory points for each type of good that I had shipped. When you pick a role, you also receive a privilege for doing so. If you pick the building, each building will cost you 1 less doubloon to build, but you can only build 1 building a turn. If I pick settler, the privilege is that I can take a quarry instead of a plantation, and I'll explain what they do in a minute. Picking the mayor allows you to gain 1 more colonist from the supply. Craftsman allows you to produce 1 more good if you pick it. Trader allows you to sell the good in the trading house for 1 more doubloon than its market value. And captain, picking that gains you 1 more victory point for shipping goods. The other role that is available is Prospector, and this doesn't give any action to the other players, but allows the person who took it to pick a doubloon from the bank and add it to their money supply. If you have a quarry and it is manned by a colonist, buildings cost you 1 less doubloon to build. However, this is limited by the column in which the building is found. For example, in this column, you can only use 1 quarry to reduce the cost by 1, this column 2 to reduce it by 2, and so on. Okay. You can only have a maximum of 4 quarries in your plantation. The colonist ship is refilled by either the same amount of colonists as the number of players, or by the empty circles within all players' cities, whichever is highest. The game ends when either the victory points run out, the colonist ship can no longer be adequately filled, or a player fills their city completely. In the event of any of those 3 things, you finish the round and then the game ends, and the person with the most victory points wins. Remember, there are 2 ways to gain victory points: by building buildings and using the victory buildings, or by shipping your goods on the colonist ship and gaining victory points that way. Before you start the game, have a look at what buildings are available, as these will help your strategy throughout the game. And that is how you play Puerto Rico.